Yeah, yeah. Mouth guarded, no words left. Clock starts now. No looking around. Yeah, 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 yeah. Every step got weight, every breath got purpose. Steel on the bar, now the whole room nervous. Built from the missing, never built from perfect. Pressure made the frame, now the flaws got polished. Hands stay ready, feet don't freeze. Heartbeat loud, but the head stay clean. Eyes on the target, never chase the scene. Every drop burn, nothing can't freeze. Switch pace, quick feet, quick hands, don't blink now. Slow down, deep breath, shoulders locked, hold ground. Back up, triple time burst, never back out. Finish every rep, let the scores called out. No shortcut, printed on the floor, no miracle. Waiting at the door, every round asking for a little more. I answer first. Lock in, move strong, keep going all day long. Stand tall, don't fall, fire lives under control. Lock in, stay on, nothing here can turn me off. One more breath. One more drive. Built to survive. Heavy back swinging, I don't wait my turn. Every mistake is another page burned. Footwork carving circles in the dirt. Lessons on giving they earn. Grip tight, never let the rhythm drift. Weight goes up so the standard lifts. No crown needed, no lucky gift. Only the work that refuses to quit. Fast flow, hit, pivot, slip, reload. Ease back, measure every move before you explode. Speed rise, everything sharp, everything close. Stay composed while the pressure grows. When the lungs complain, I answer again. When the legs get slow, I tighten the frame. Pain makes noise, discipline stays the same. Nothing changes if I slow down. Nothing breaks if I stand my ground. Every second has another round. Every round writes another name. Lock in, move strong, keep going all day long. Stand tall, don't fall, fire lives under control. Lock in, stay on, nothing here can turn me off. One more breath. One more drive. Built to survive. Mouth guard up, work remains. Tomorrow starts before the day ends. Yeah. White towel hanging, timer running, hands wrapped, let's work. White towel, white towel hanging, timer running, hands wrapped, let's work. White, first bell, first breath, first step on the rubber floor. Every mark across my knuckles tells me I've been here before. Ball loaded, plate stacked, shoulders locked into position. Nothing changes by wishing, everything changes by repetition. Feet never cross, eyes never drift, guard never drops. Small corrections every second keep me climbing to the top. No shortcuts hidden underneath the truck or underneath the rack. Every ounce of confidence was built by carrying the pressure back. Yeah, jab, slip, pivot, dig, reload, never lose the lane. Drive the body, circle out, attack another angle, change. Double time, every motion sharp enough to split another data part. Slow down, control the lungs before the next explosion starts. Triplet, roll, step it, roll, recover clean. Every round exposes who you are behind the discipline. Pain keeps talking, I don't answer, let the action speak instead. Every session leaves another version of the old me dead. Hands up, stay locked, never let the pressure stop. Stand firm, move clean, everything is earned, not seen. Hands up, stay sharp, finish every single part. No excuses, no retreat, bring the word, repeat. Heavy back swings back harder every time I land a shot. Not because it's angry, because power never stops. Coach says nothing, only watching how I answer every test. Silence tells the truth far better than a crowded chest. Grip starts fading, forearms burning, still I hold the line. Every rep deposits something deeper than another time. No applause waiting when the workout finally ends. Only stronger habits built like lifelong friends. Switch the rhythm, accelerate it, take another pace. Halftime, breathe the distance, never panic on the space. Triple burst, left, right, hook, pivot out, reset the feet back again. Every movement built to make the whole routine complete. If the body wants to quit, the mind refuses every deal. If the lungs begin to burn, that's exactly what is real. Pressure isn't something standing in my way today. Pressure is the reason I became this way. White towel doesn't mean surrender. It clears the sweat, reset the focus. Walk back out, answer the bell, answer yourself. Hands up, stay locked, never let the pressure stop. Stand firm, move clean, everything is earned, not seen. Hands up, stay sharp, finish every single part. No excuses, no retreat, bring the work, repeat. White, 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 down. Session done. Tomorrow starts now. Hands get ready. No countdown. Move. Dust on the palms, that the grip don't lie. Every load of bar, keep the standard high. Shoes hit the floor with a measure stride. No wasted motion, every inch applied. Backstage straight while the weight gets loud. No need for speech, never baked in the crowd. Built through repetition, built through strain. Every mislift comes back as gain, yeah. Lock the core, let the shoulders drive. Every clean rep proves I'm still alive. Fast switch, push, step, never lose the lane. Slow breathe, reset everything, attack again. Triple it, grip, block, drive. Keep the pace every second earn. Never leave a trace, pressure on the chest, but the eyes stay calm. Every setback turns into another arm. Nothing comes free underneath this roof. Every scar collected is another proof. If the day gets heavy, I adjust the load. Never stop walking down the harder road. Dust falls down, hands stay dry. Never let the standard die. Stand back up, load again. Pressure builds a stronger frame. Dust falls down, head stays clear. One more round is always here. No escape, no delay. Bring your best today. Stack another plate till the sleeves run full. Mind stay sharp while the muscles pull. No easy reps, no borrowed pace. Every failure leaves another trace. Heavy breath, but the feet stay quick. Every small detail becomes the trick. No shortcuts hiding in the gym. Only discipline stacked to the brim. Quick feet, pivot, reload fast. Never let another second pass. Halftime, slow the lungs, control the pace. Read the room, then win the race. Triple it, drive, slip, drive, roll. Every movement under full control. When nobody asks me why I stay, the answer written in the work each day. Jog phase, strength doesn't. Weight leaves, habits don't. Pressure stays, so do I. Dust falls down, hands stay dry. Never let the standard die. Stand back up, load again. Pressure builds a stronger frame. Dust falls down, head stays clear. One more round is always here. No escape, no delay. Bring your best today. Leave stronger than you arrive. Bar loaded, hands ready. No delay, lift, yeah. A cold steel across my palms. Every fingerprint remembers every promise that I made before I ever touched the weight. 40 minutes in the pressure and the room keeps getting smaller while my focus keeps expanding, never bargaining with fate. Every plate I slide in place becomes another unpaid debt. Every breath another payment, every heartbeat sounds a check. Built inside 1,000 failures, every crack became a pattern. Every pattern turned to power, every setback and respect. Yeah, knock the ribs, place the core, keep the shoulders underneath. Drop the floor, explode up, but never letting rhythm leave. Every inch is calculated, every pivot seems a rep. Every careless little shortcut only multiplies regret. Fast pace, stack it, drop it, back it, reload, stack it, drop it, reset, explode. Halftime, slow the breathe and read the balance. Hold no pressure, never panic. Split, step, hit, slip, step, hit, roll. Drop, reset, keep control. No mirror ever built another champion. No talking ever carry one more pound. The only voice I trust is iron answering iron. Every single time the loaded bar comes down. No, weight doesn't care who you were yesterday. It only answers what you can control today. Stand underneath it. Stay there. Lift again. Lift again. Yeah, forearms burning like they're trying to to tear away from bone, but the grip grows tighter every second that the pressure climbs. Legs begin to shake beneath me, not from fear but from the effort of repeating perfect movement over endless lines. Every failed attempt gets cataloged inside the body, stored as instinct, waiting for another chance to rise. Every disciplined decision leaves another layer underneath the version that the outside world identifies. Nothing flashy, nothing borrowed, nothing lucky, everything repeated until repetition disappears and only instinct stays alive. Speed, burst, drive, left, right, slip, right, left, shoulder square, eyes ahead, break the rhythm, build another, find the opening. Take the space when the lungs demand surrender, I negotiate with action instead of conversation. When the muscles start complaining, I answer every sentence with another repetition. Pressure never made me smaller, pressure made me measurable. Pressure never closed the door, it proved I could carry more. Bar unloaded, breathing slows, work remains, tomorrow loaded again. Loaded again. Timer, lock the guard, don't blink now. Feet hit first when the sound drops down. Push the pace, don't slow down. Every round starts right now. No pause, no doubt, no way out. Timer beat, move, 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 move. The second at a time I split the silence. Every careless thought is buried underneath the rhythm of another session. Every breath falls in alignment for the body, even realizes the work has already begun. Nothing dramatic, nothing borrowed, nothing gifted from the outside world. Just wrap wrists tight in shoulders, loaded plates, and another decision to stay underneath the weight until the weight finally starts respecting the hands that refuse to let go. Yeah, slide the left foot, snap the jab, cut the angle before the counter ever finds a place to land. Reset the stance without surrendering momentum. Let the hips drive everything the shoulders promise. Every failed lift, left fingerprints inside my habits. Every clean repetition called another layer underneath the version people think they know. Fast flow, pressure climbing while the heartbeat keeps perfect time. Bar bending, lungs burning, never giving back an inch. Grip tighter, brace harder, drive cleaner, stand taller, half time. Slow the breathing, read the distance, feel the balance settle underneath the feet before another explosion tears through the next repetition. Triple it, step hit, slip, step hit, roll, step it, drive. Reload the stance, reload the focus, reload the purpose. Nothing inside this room remembers yesterday. Everything inside this room responds only to what I'm willing to carry today. Pressure never asks permission, it only asks for proof. Every answer lives inside another rep. Stand up, walk forward, answer again. Heavy back swings back with the same bad intentions, but I cut the line before it ever steals my balance. Every pivot buys another opening. Every opening is punished before hesitation as a chance to breathe. Forearms burning, calves tightening, ribs catching every breath like broken gears. Till the rhythm never falls apart because the work was built long before the pressure showed its face. Bar after bar, round after round, I stopped counting numbers and started measuring decisions because numbers disappear when the session ends, but discipline follows me long after the lights go out. Fast flow, drive through the floor, let the hips fire first, shoulders follow, hands finish, recover before the body even notices the impact. Push harder, step faster, hold center, take space, half time. Slow the heartbeat without slipping the purpose. Read the movement, control the distance, control the outcome. Triple it, slip, cross, hook, roll, step, drive. Reset, slip, fire. Every motion chained together until thinking becomes unnecessary. An instinct carries the next exchange before doubt can interrupt. No applause, waiting outside these walls. No easy getting hiding behind another set. Only another decision, another round, another answer. Every time eventually reaches zero. Mind only signals it's time to begin again. Lock the guard, don't blink now. Feet hit first when the sound drops down. Push the pace, don't slow down. Every round starts right now. No pause, no doubt, no way out. Timer beat, move, 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 move. The clock goes quiet. The work doesn't wrap the weight, wrap the hands, come back tomorrow. Timer beat. False start. Reset. No warning. Move. The whistle never saved us, so it only split the air. While every step I took decided where the pressure built another layer. I buried everything I carried through the door before the workout even started. No wasted motion, every shoulder lock before the bar was moving. Every breath assigned a purpose, every heartbeat synchronized with discipline until hesitation couldn't find a place to stand. Yeah. Grip the steel before the steel can test the grip. Drop the heels beneath the hips. Stack the frame and never leak an ounce of force before the weight begins to climb. Every play keeps asking questions. Every rep keeps writing answers. Every answer costs another breath. Every breath buys one more chance. Fast flow, push through the sticking point before it turns into a habit. Break the rhythm, build another, never end the pressure. back. Footwork sharp enough to steal another inch. Hands quick enough to punish every opening. Halftime. Slow the lungs, keep the posture, read the balance underneath the low. Nothing rushed, everything controlled. Triplet. Step it, drive, slip, step, fire, reset, push, rise. Every movement chain together until the body reacts before the mind can finish thinking. No shortcut hidden beneath the platform. No rescue waiting by the rack. Only another decision. Carry it. The weight never gets lighter. You just stop asking for easy. Stand back under it again. 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 Every round strips another excuse away until the only thing left standing inside the room is execution. Because discipline doesn't negotiate once the timer starts moving. Shoulders shaking underneath the load, forearms burning through the grip, calves tightening every stride, but every signal screaming stop becomes another checkpoint instead of another finish line. Every setback leaves a blueprint, every comeback leaves a standard, every standard raises pressure, every pressure builds another level. Fast flow, drive through the floor before the doubt can breathe. Cut the angle, reload the stance, never lose the center. Every clean movement steals another second from fatigue. Halftime, slow the breath, eyes forward, guard high on the space. Triplet, push, slip, drive, roll, step, fire, lift, lock, rise. Every sequence lands before hesitation finds a place to live. No applause fills this room, only iron entering effort, only sweat proving commitment, only repetition building instinct. Now the lungs are loud, the heartbeat crashes against the ribs, every muscle begging for relief, but the standard stays exactly where it started, because lowering it was never part of the plan. One more set becomes another set becomes another habit becomes another version of the person who walked through the door an hour ago. Don't chase comfort, chase precision. Don't count pain, count clean reps. Don't wait for confidence, build it under pressure. Every play comes off eventually, every lesson stays. Rack the bar, slow the breath, walk out stronger, false start, yep, never again. Take tight belt cuts. Yeah. Belt cuts. Eyes up. Work. Leather bites across the knuckles, wrist lock silent, shoulders loose enough to fire before the first clean opening disappears. Canvas squeaks beneath the outsole, heel turns over, hips unwind. Across lands heavy while the back swings back, demanding one more answer. Yeah, rope skipping under quick feet, ref clip short, never missing cadence. Every landing measure down to inches instead of guesses. Mid pops once, twice, 3 clean touches. Cold shifts left, I beat the angle first and lead a glove where the target used to live. Dust lifting off the platform while another place slides home. Collar so car beat loud enough to shake the ship but never shake the focus. Grip digging through the bar till the steel starts feeling lighter. Not because the load has changed, but because the hands refuse to quit. Chain rattles, rubber falls, laces scrape, sweat drops. A left hook throws the bag, a right hand sends it drifting. One hard pivot steals the center, nothing wasted, nothing floating. Every motion lands with purpose. The room keeps moving, I move harder. Hands rock, stand firm, take the space, make it hurt. No freeze, on the round, breathe and work. Mouthpiece locked between the teeth, shoulders twitch before the signal sharp enough to steal the lane before the jacket split the guard. Ribs absorb the warning shot, hips answer without hesitation. Short hook underneath the elbow, cross snap straight across the mark. Yeah, glove collide, canvas shakes, breath cuts, legs chase. Nothing clean comes easy, everything clean gets earned. The corner fades behind me while I send it keeps calling my name. Every exchange demanding one more answer before the next one even starts. Chain the rhythm through the shoulders, let the feet erase the distance, get outside, turn the angle, finish strong before the opening closes. Sweat floods both eyes, blink once, find a target anyway. Lungs burning, guard rising, forward never leaves the plan. Touch gloves, back to work. No speeches, no rescue. Only the bell, only the next exchange. 40 seconds left and every muscle screams for mercy, but the stance stays solid. Every step landing underneath control instead of panic. Bag swinging, mid cracking, shoes dragging, breath worn. Everything hurts, nothing stops. Steel loaded on the rack. Another play, another pull, another drive through the sticking point before fatigue can steal the lift. Coach steps back, head nod, that's enough. I already know what's next. Walk forward, take the center, leave nothing behind. Hands wrap, stand firm, take the space, make it hurt. No drift, no freeze, on the round, breathe and work. reps. Leave the sweat. Come back stronger. Do it again. Yeah. Yeah. Rubber squeals under the outsole before the shoulders even settle one sharp breath. Guard already climbing while the first exchange hasn't earned the right to happen. Sweat drops 30, not from plenty but from pace. Every shuffle steals another inch. Every inch turns into one opening before the target figures out it's already late. Yeah, left shoulder twitches, nothing comes. Eyes follow, cross lands. Canvas just beneath the pivot, hips unwind without a pause. Other snaps against the bag and the chain that's louder than the room. It flashes, catch it, fire back, turn a corner. No wasted steps hiding underneath tired legs. Every movement earns the next one. Every correction keeps the balance from falling apart. A sharp inhale cuts the rhythm. The next exhale throws it forward. Distance closes, pressure rises. The center belongs to the feet willing to arrive first. Back swings wide, meet it halfway. Drive straight through the middle before it finds its way back. Keep the stance, keep the pace, keep the work alive. Don't wait. Create the opening. Take it, leave it, move again. Feet first, hands high. Stay inside, break the line. Push clean, hit hard. Keep pace, don't drift. Feet first, hands high. Stay inside, break the line. Push clean, hit hard. Keep pace, don't drift. Mitts crack twice, third shot slips through the gap before the target settles. Elbows tucked, chin buried, shoulders rolling into another exchange without wasting the space already won. Rope burns across the soles, calves bouncing off the floor. Rhythm never breaking while the lungs pull harder with every pass across the ring. Head off center, straight shot, body shot, angle change, back folds, inward chain snaps back, hands reload before the swing returns. The floor keeps sliding underneath tired legs. Balance stays glued to the hips, every pivot seal another clean lane before the opening disappears. Steel rattles from the squat rack across the room. Someone drops a play, nobody looks, nobody stops. The session keeps moving, so do I. Feet first, hands high, on the space, on the pace. Stay sharp, stay ready. Bell rings, move. Feet first, hands high, on the space, on the pace. Stay sharp, stay ready. Bell rings, move. Wraps come off, shirts soaked through, door shuts. Tomorrow starts here. Yeah, one. Yeah. Bucket down, water gone, yeah. Bucket by the corner, catch a spit while the bell cuts loose. Glove, leather creaks before my first step. Kisses canvas, soda's already loaded. I'm before the opening decides to show itself. Tape biting in the swollen up was mouthpiece. Lock chin, berry left hand measuring inches, while the right hand waits like it already knows where the finish lives. Yeah, fresh water hits the bucket, paper clears. Feet don't lace, scrape rubber grips. The ring feels smaller every second. I keep moving, coast those limit. Pop, 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 crack, no pause between the sounds, no pause. Inside the hands, one clean touch folds into the next until breathing. The punches stop feeling like separate jobs. Bag swings across the line, I meet it halfway. Drop through the center, turn the shoulder, take the angle, stay close enough to steal the space before it disappears. A plate crashes somewhere behind me, nobody turns. Another ball slams into the rack, nobody stops. This room only respects movement, the clock keeps running, so do I. Bucket down, water gone, hands up, back out. No reset, keep working. Leather pops against the mid, another call, another answer. Shoulder snapping through the lane before the target has a chance to dissipate. The rope still swings beside the ring. Somebody grinds another set across the platform. Still keeps talking louder than the speakers, while my heartbeat stays one step ahead. Short hook catches the ribs, cross splits the guard. Pivot off the left foot, turn before the return. No standing still, no reaching blind. When the inches take the line, breath scraping through the chest, sweat cutting into both eyes. Vision blurs for half a second, but the hands already know the road back home. Canvas dragging underneath worn souls. Every shift stealing space, every reset forcing another opening into the bad fold. Swings wide and comes back begging for another collision. No waste to swing, no empty step, no quiet round. Everything lands with intent. Water bottle rolling underneath the bench. Take peeling from the wrist. Forearms packed with fire. Shoulders refusing to fade. Yeah. Bell rings. Nobody moves first. I do. I straight shot. Body shot. Left hook. Right hand. Walk through the middle. On the center. The bucket fills. The shirt drips. The lungs burn. The pace doesn't. Every mark across the gloves came from showing up before excuses found a voice. Every mark on the floor remembers another session finished without asking for permission. Bucket empty.
Gloves off.
Door shuts. Tomorrow. Same work.
Higher standard. Higher standard.
sounds, hands locked, eyes forward. Let's work. Buzzer sounds, buzzer sounds, hands locked, eyes forward. Let's work. Buzzer hit before my heartbeat settle. Now the flow keep feeding every step I take. While every breath gets measured like another plate. I'm stacking on my back, leather falls across the knuckles, wrist pulled tight enough to keep the punches straight. I don't waste the tricks because the smallest mistake gets punished faster than the hardest shot. Yeah, heavy bag keeps swinging like it's daring me to lose the line. I beat it to the center, turn the shoulder over clean and leave another dip before it finds its balance. Rope still snapping under both feet while the lungs keep bargaining for slower breathing, but the pace never drops because the rhythm lives below the ribs instead of inside the head. Coast towards the middle, cross my vision, left hand catches distance, right hand still the opening, feet already circling before the sound of leather finishes bouncing off the walls. Steel keeps crashing from the squat rack in the corner. Somebody grinding through another set. Nobody wasting seconds looking around because the room rewards movement, never intention. Bar loaded, stance rooted, try to flow into the waist, start flowing for a heartbeat. Lock the core, finish the lift, strip the plates, walk back loaded heavier than before. Sweat running off the jawline, doesn't blur the target anymore. It only proves the work arrived before excuses ever found the door. Short hook under the elbow, straight shot splitting daylight through the guard. Pivot out before the counter reaches empty air. Step back in and own the center like it never belonged to anybody else. No lucky rounds, no borrowed confidence, no easy exits, only another bell waiting for another answer. Buzzer sounds, I never freeze, I cut the distance, take the lane. Heavy hands and steady feet, I make the pressure know my name. No slow walk, no second guess, the pace keeps climbing every round. If the body wants to quit, the mind keeps dragging it back out. Buzzer sound, don't waste the breath. Keep the shoulders driving through. Every mark across the gloves reminds me what the work can do. Water dripping off the chin while both forearms tighten like they're rooted to the gloves. Another combination rolling up before fatigue can't interrupt the sequence. I repeat it all week long. The bag swings wider every minute, change ring another head. I catch the return with a digging hook downstairs, turn the hips, snap the cross and slide away before the rebound finds my jaw. Bench, press, deadlift, battle rope. Every station essence something different. Every answer written with another clean repetition instead of empty promises that disappear before the next session begins. Rubber sticking to the outsole, shirt soaked through, shoulders burning underneath the weight, but every clean decision stacks another layer underneath the version. People thought it already reached the limit. Coach doesn't raise his voice. One glance, one nod, that's enough. The next exchange starts before the last one finishes. Feet stealing ground a fraction at a time until the center belongs to whoever refuses to give it back. No wasted punches, no lazy steps, no drifting focus, only clean work repeated until the body stops asking whether it can and starts proving that it already has. I never freeze, I cut the distance, take the lane. Heavy hands and steady feet, I make the pressure know my name. No slow walk, no second guess, the pace keeps climbing every round. If the body wants to quit, the mind keeps dragging it back out. Buzzer sound, don't waste the breath. Keep the shoulders driving through. Every mark across the gloves remind me what the work can do. Buzzer shades, buzzer sounds, buzzer sounds, buzzer shades. Gloves come off. Buzzer sounds, buzzer sounds. The flood stays waiting. I'll be back before it calls again. Still in there, tape on my hands. One slow breath before the first plate leaves the rack. Every session starts long before the muscles remember what they're about to survive. Yeah. I ain't hating in the room, carries a smell you never forget. The kind that settles into your hoodie, your raps, your lungs until every deep breath feels like another promise you already decided to keep before sunrise. Ever had a chance to matter? 40 kilos become 60, 60 turns to 80. Another collar slides against the sleeve while both palms squeeze harder. Because the bar always finds the smallest weakness before it ever rewards the strongest lift. Yeah, coach watches without saying much. Just one short nod after the cleanest rep. Another reminder that good work never needs applause when the platform already heard everything it needed to hear. The heavy bag cuts back across the line after a hard right hand. I shorten the distance before it swings home for the hook into the ribs. Pivot outside to return and step straight back in the range before the chain stop rattling. Battle rope slap the floor beside me. Somebody grinds through front squats across the room. Another lifter strips a bar behind my shoulder, but none of it steals my focus because this place runs on effort, not attention. Lungs pulling harder with every circuit, calf tightening halfway through another sprint, sweat soaking the collar, breathing rough enough to hear across the room. Still the pace keeps climbing because slowing down never finished the workout worth remembering. No borrowed confidence follows me through these doors. Only repetition stacks so many times that every movement arrives before doubt even gets a chance to introduce itself. The last clean rep always hides behind the one your body tries to negotiate away. So I stop arguing, tighten my grip, lock my shoulders underneath the weight and keep driving until the platform finally answers back. iron in my lungs, fire in my chest. Every round I finish leaves another reason not to quit. Stack another plate, tighten up the wraps. Every scar I carry only adds another brick. Nothing here was handed over. Every inch was paid in sweat. When the bell keeps calling out my name, I'm never walking back just yet. Another circuit, another station, shoulder shaking underneath the workload. While the heartbeat pounds against my ribs, but the pace never breaks because momentum always outruns comfort. Once the body accepts, there's no easy exit. Bench pressing the pull-ups, medicine ball in the battle rope sled, pushing across the turf until the soul starts slipping. Every transition, stealing another breath without giving fatigue enough time to settle inside my legs. Coach raises the mitt before the jabs through the distance. The cross crashes clean through the middle with short hook fold into the body. Then my feet circle out before the return can collect what it came looking for. Steel crashes against the rack behind me, chains answer from the heavy bag. Jump rope slice through the air beside the ring. Every sound blending into one relentless rhythm that keeps dragging the next repetition out of me. No empty motion survives inside this room because wasted movement costs another rep. Another second, another chance to leave stronger than the version that walked through the door an hour ago. Grip tighter when the bar starts rolling till the fingertips brace harder. When the sticking point refuses to move, finish every inch of the lift before the weight gets a chance to convince the mind. It suddenly became impossible. The room never promised comfort. The bar never offered mercy. The work never waited. Neither do I. Iron in my lungs, fire in my chest. Every round I finish leaves another reason not to quit. Stack another plate, tighten up the wraps. Every scar I carry only adds another brick. Nothing here was handed over. Every inch was paid in sweat. When the bell keeps calling out my name, I'm never walking back just yet. The lights go out, the iron stays. Tomorrow remembers exactly where I stopped. I start there. Collarbone, cold against the bar. Wraps pulled tight, one steady breath while the plates settle into place, and the room forgets everything except the sound of work about to begin. 40 seconds after the bell, the hoodie's already hanging over the bench. Chalk pressed deep into my palms. Every loaded step across the platform, carrying more intention than conversation never could. Because the body never lies. Once the weight starts climbing, the first clean pull drag still past the knees, hips driving through the finish while my shoulder refused to fold. Then I strip the collars, reload the sleeves, and walk straight back underneath the bar before comfort has enough time to remember my name. Leather snaps across the mid. A jab just the distance, the cross tears through the middle. I roll under the return and slide outside the line before another opening disappears, letting the footwork finish what the hands already started. Battle ropes whip across the floor with the same rhythm pounding inside my ribs. Somebody grinds through another deadlift behind me. Another pair of gloves crashes into the heavy bag, but none of it breaks the pace. Cause every sound inside this gym belongs to the same language. Sweat runs off the bridge of my nose, catches the corner of my mouth, drops across the platform and disappears beneath another set. While the bar bends just enough to remind me that strength is earned one controlled inch at a time instead of borrowed all at once. Breathing grows heavier without stealing the rhythm. Calves tighten through every push across the turf. Shoulders burn through every press overhead, yet the movement stays clean. Because slowing down is never solved. The weight waiting in front of me. The hardest rep always hides behind the moment my grip begins to fade. So I squeeze harder, brace longer, finish stronger, and let the iron decide whether it can keep up with me. Instead of wondering whether I can keep up with it. Raise the weight, hold the line, never trade the work for comfort. Every drop of sweat reminds me why I walk back through the door again. Hands stay ready, lungs stay steady. Every round keeps pulling more from me until the pressure finally feels like home. Instead of something to escape. Another plate locks in the place with a sharp metallic click. The sleeves bowl slightly under the low. My feet settle into the platform before the first drive upward turns. Hesitation into another completed lift without wasting a single motion. The bench is still warm from the last set. Chalk dust hangs above the rack. Medicine bars keep slamming in the concrete. Battle rope snap across the floor while I move from one station to the next without giving fatigue enough silence to negotiate. Coach shift the mid-fraction to the left, the jab finds it before the command finishes. My rear shoulder fires through the cross. I fold the hook beneath the elbow, circle out, reset the angle, and step straight back in the range before the heavy bag finishes swinging. Grip starts slipping where sweat meets steel. Forearms tighten into the knurling, bites through the skin. Hips keep driving underneath the bar. Whips pull harder for air, but the pace refuses to bend, because the next clean repetition matters more than temporary relief. No empty transition, no careless reset, no standing beside the rack pretending recovery counts as progress. Every second inside these walls belongs to movement, and every movement leaves another mark that follows me long after the session ends. The bar doesn't remember yesterday. The bag doesn't measure reputation. Only today's work stays on the record. Load it, lift it, earn it, earn it, earn it, earn it. Raise the weight, hold the line, never trade the work for comfort. Every drop of sweat reminds me why I walk back through the door again. Hands stay ready, lungs stay steady. Every round keeps pulling more from me until the pressure finally feels like home, 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 home. Instead of something to escape, collars come off, come off. Platform goes quiet, the work stays with me. Tomorrow starts before I arrive. Cut it. Yeah, yeah. Run it in. Loaded another 40 on the bar before my heartbeat found a rhythm. Drove my heels through the platform so hard, the place started singing back while every doubt that followed me inside got buried underneath the first clean lift. Never gave away the chance to settle into my shoulders. I attacked the sticking point before I could grow teeth. Lock my frame, turn raw pressure into clean momentum, and left another excuse crushed beneath the rack instead of carrying it home. Yeah, leather cracked across the mid. The second my lead hand stole the lane, the rear hand ripped straight through the middle. Hip snap first, shoulder chase the impact, then my feet quietly disappeared before the counter could collect this debt. Breathing rough enough to shake the rib cage, forearms lit up from the knurling, sweat dripping off my jaw without stealing a single inch of vision beat, cause the target never cared how tired I felt, only whether I ride first. Every loader said demanded something different. One asked for balance, another punished lazy footwork. The next tested whether my grip would quit before my mind did, but none of them ever found the answer they were looking for. Somebody slammed another bar into the hooks behind me, chains barreled across the heavy bag to my left, jump rope snapped against the floor on my right. The whole room moved like one machine, and I refused to become the only part that slowed down. No bar of confidence hiding behind loud words, no empty energy save for the camera, only clean repetition stacked so high they started looking like instinct instead of effort. Built one decision at a time until hesitation stopped recognizing my name. Walked in carrying fatigue across both shoulders, walked deeper into the session carrying twice the weight with steadier hands, clearer eyes, and enough fight left in the tank to walk in the next round before this one even finished. Run the pace till the lungs quit arguing, stack another plate before the heartbeat settles. Every mark across these hands keeps telling me to work, remembers every promise that I kept. Hold the line when the legs get heavy, keep the frame locked when the shoulders burn. I don't slow down for the pressure, because the pressure learned to move at my speed instead. Drop the bar, caught one breath, and walk straight back underneath another load before recovery could start making empty promises. Driving clean through the floor until the plate stopped fighting and finally followed the line I drew. Coach barely shifted the mid before the jab erased the distance. The cross to the center, the hook folded underneath the elbow. Then my feet circled up the track so smoothly, the return shot landed on nothing but air and bad timing. Yeah, grip cut open where the steel kept biting, sweat mixed into the chalk until both palms were carved instead of covers till the bar kept climbing, because the body had already accepted what the mind decided hours before. Battle rope snapped beside the platform, slant tracks carved across the turf. Another lifter chased the final deadlift behind me. Every corner of the room carrying the same message without anybody needing to raise a voice. The chest kept burning, calves threatened to lock, shoulders back for one slow minute, but momentum never signed the agreement. So I strung one clean movement into the next until exhaustion lost count of how many chances it already wasted trying to stop me. Nothing inside these walls, hands out, respect for showing up. It only remembers who kept moving after the easy reps disappeared, who stayed under the bar after the first failure, who stepped back in the range after the clean shot landed the other way. Every finished round leaves another layer nobody notices until the next session starts. Another habit too deeply built to break, another reason the weight feels lighter even when the numbers say it should feel impossible. Run the pace till the lungs quit arguing, stack another plate before the heartbeat settles. Every mark across these hands keeps telling me to work, remembers every promise that I kept. Hold the line when the legs get heavy, keep the frame locked when the shoulders burn. I don't slow down for the pressure, because the pressure learned to move at my speed instead. Rack the weight, untie the wraps, yeah, be stronger than I arrive. Tomorrow starts before the doors open. no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. Load another 40 while my pole still fights the first set. Drive straight through the flow until the sleeves begin to flex. Every clean and churn before the bar ever thinks about slowing me down. Never let fatigue break the tempo. I dictate every second with my feet underneath the weight. Ribs locked tight, hips exploding through the finish while the room keeps betting. I finally hesitate. Yeah. Cut the distance before the opening disappears. Fire the rear hand through the center, turn the shoulder over, slide outside the answer and step right back in the range before the leather finds its way on. Sweat rolling into my eyes doesn't change the target. Burning lungs don't change the pace. Chalk buried deep across my palms keeps the steel exactly where I told it to stay. Yeah. One station bleeds into the next without permission. Pressing turns into pulling, pulling flows in it, striking, striking rolls into another sprint until the whole session feels like one uninterrupted exchange instead of separate drills. Rubber bikes beneath the outsole, chains answer from somewhere across the room. Another loaded bar crashes into the hooks. Nobody breaks rhythm because momentum spreads faster than words inside these walls. The first hard rep only opens the conversation. The last hard rep decides who leaves carrying progress. So I stop negotiating with comfort long before comfort remembers how to reach me. Walk through the door carrying yesterday on my back. Now every completed set strips another layer away until the only thing still standing is the version built underway instead of excuses. No off switch, keep it rolling. Never let the heartbeat bargain for a slower pace. Every finish set unlocks another level that comfort never had the nerve to chase. Hands stay steady, I stay forward. Let the work speak louder than the name. If the weight comes looking for a winner, let it find me standing in the same place. Cut the slates, load them right back on before the breathing finds an easy rhythm. Tighten every finger around the knurling and drive clean through the middle until the bar admits it has no choice but to move. Slip beneath the return, crack the body, split the center, circle off the angle, then close the gap again before the opening disappears. Letting timing carry the next exchange instead of rushing after it. Yeah. Battle rope snap across the floor while my shoulders refuse to slow. Sled tracks, car fresh lines through the turf. Another sprint steals the air from my lungs, but the pace keeps climbing because momentum has already taken control. Sweat floods the sleeve, chalk disappears into the palms. Every breath lands heavier than the last one. Still the next repetition arrives before fatigue finishes building another excuse worth listening to. Nothing inside this room rewards. Almost every station demands a clean answer. Every lift exposes the smallest weakness. Every round asks whether the standard survives. Once the body starts shaking beneath the effort, steel keeps ringing from the rack. Leather keeps cracking against the target. Rubber keeps gripping underneath my feet. All of it blending into one relentless rhythm that keeps pulling enough honest breath out of me. Leave the final set knowing nothing stayed in reserve. Leave the final round knowing every clean strike carried intent. Leave the room carrying nerve fatigue instead of wondering whether I could've given more. No off switch, keep it rolling. Never let the heartbeat bargain for a slower pace. Every finish set unlocks another level that comfort never had the nerve to chase. Hands stay steady, I stay forward. Let the work speak louder than the name. If the weight comes looking for a winner, let it find me standing in the same place. Leave the rack, leave the sweat, keep the standard, come back stronger. Yeah, 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 let's go. Yeah. Stack another pair of plates before the chalk settles into my palms. Put the sleeves tight against the collars and drop straight through the floor until the steel stops arguing and follows the line my body already chose. Nothing inside this room waits for confidence to arrive. The bar only answers pressure apply with precision. The bag only answers timing, and the clock only rewards the feet that keep moving after the lungs begin demanding easy options. Slip inside the reach, snap the jab across the guard, let the rear hand split the middle before the return can breathe. Circle out one step, plan again, then stitch another combination together without giving the rhythm a chance to fall apart. Deadlifts, yeah, my grip burning, pull up, steal the air from my chest. Battle rope, shake the shoulders loose, then the heavy bag catches everything I carry through the last hour and throws it back twice as hard. Sweat keeps running into my eyes, but the target never disappears. Every clean repetition sharpens another detail. Every hard exchange strips away another bad habit until movement feels carved in the bone instead of learned through effort. Rubber grips beneath my shoes, steel echoes behind my back. Leather cracks across the room, every sound lands on the same beat while I keep adding work without stopping long enough to wonder how much is left. The final set never scares me because it always looks impossible from a distance, then shrinks one control rep at a time until the weight becomes another memory and the next challenge is already sitting on the rack waiting. The room gets quieter, the heartbeat gets louder, thumbs down, step underneath the weight while the shoulders are still burning. Lock the ribs, brace the core, and drive through the sticking point before hesitation learns where to stand. 40 minutes deep in the room, keeps asking harder questions. Every answer written with cleaner footwork at a time, and then another finish lift instead of another promise waiting for tomorrow. Yeah. The mid flashes across my vision. I close the gap before the cue is finished. Now the lead hand through the center, turn the rear shoulder over clean for the hook into the body and slide outside before the counter has a chance to exist. Newland digs into the skin, chop mixes with sweat, forearm shake without surrender. Breathe the grip, every controlled inch, teaching more than the easy raps ever managed to say. One station flows into the next without a break in intention. Sled pushes in the jump rope in the bag work in the loaded carries every transition. Stealing another layer of comfort before fatigue can settle into the legs. Nothing inside these walls gives anything away for free. The rack remembers every shortcut, the canvas exposes every lazy step. The bag returns every careless punch with interest. So I keep sharpening every detail until precision feels automatic. The last set always arrives wearing the same disguise. Heavier breathing, slower legs, tighter shoulders. But I've seen that face too many times to mistake it for the finish. I squeeze harder when the fingers wanna open, drive faster when the hips wanna start. Stay balanced when the vision starts narrowing, because the work that changes me has never lived inside the easy rounds. Leather answers, rubber grips, the heartbeat climbs. Everything inside this room keeps moving forward, so I refuse to become the only thing standing still. Walk out carrying empty lungs, burning forearms, and another session earned the hard way, because the strongest version of me has always been waiting on the far side of the final rep instead of the first one. Breathe the plates, breathe the sweat, keep it standing, see you next round. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hit the first rap before the room wakes up. Send the plates in motion with both heels driving through the platform. Let the bar travel clean, because hesitation has never spotted me underneath real weight. Pressure only gets loud when movement gets quiet, so I keep the feet alive. The guard discipline, the shoulders loose enough to throw a speed and heavy enough to make every clean shot leave a memory behind. Yeah, cut across the center before the jab finishes. Measuring distance, snap the rear hand through the opening. Rope beneath the answer, circle back in the range. It's just the next combination together before the rhythm loses a single beat. Sweat falls faster than the timer moves. Lungs keep searching for easier breathing. Forearms burn against the knurling, but every control repetition keeps building in a layer that nobody notices until the next round starts. Still answers, still across the room. Webs crack against the floor, gloves collide with leather somewhere to my left. Every sound pushing the tempo higher until standing still feels more painful than another hard exchange. Nothing gets carried from me once the collars lock into place. Every inch belongs to the grip, the stance, and the decision to keep driving. Long after comfort quietly leaves through the same door, and the strongest rounds never arrive at the beginning. They appear after the legs start shaking, after the breathing turns rough, after the mind asks for one slow minute and the body answers for one more clean effort instead. Load the next set without looking for permission. Tighten the wraps, reset the stance, and attack the first movement with the same intent. I use it the entire session, dependent on a single repetition, because sometimes it really does. We continue driving through the lift while the shoulders fight for every inch. Let the plates rattle at the top before lowering the weight under control, because strength gets built just as much on the way down as it does on the way up. Step straight from the rack into the ring without carrying yesterday's result. Close the distance before the lead hand finishes reading me. Split the guard with the cross, hold the hook beneath the ribs and leave the angle empty before the return has a chance to answer. Yeah, every station keeps collecting another payment. The sled steals my legs, the rope steals my lungs, the back steals my shoulders. Yet none of them ever managed to steal the rhythm, because the rhythm stopped belonging to fatigue a long time ago. The chalk disappears beneath sweat, the grip keeps tightening around cold steel. Breathing turns rough enough to shake the chest. Still every completed movement feeds the next one, until the whole session feels like one uninterrupted chain instead of separate exercises. Nobody inside these walls remembers the easy rounds. They remember who kept the pace after the pulse climbed, who stayed balanced when vision narrowed, who finished the final exchange with enough discipline to leave one clean strike instead of three careless ones. Walk out carrying exhausted legs, burning forearms, and another lesson carved in the muscle. Knowing tomorrow will ask the same questions with heavier weight, faster hands, and fewer excuses waiting to hide behind. Stay hungry when the lungs get heavy, stay moving when the pace gets rough. Every clean rep earns the next one, every hard round says you're not enough. Keep the guard high, keep the feet alive, never trade the work for comfort now. If the pressure keeps on chasing, let it learn to chase me somehow. Leave the rack behind, leave the doubt behind, keep the habit alive, back again. Back again. No countdown. No countdown. no countdown. No. Throw another plate against the seat before my breathing catches up. Lock my heels into the platform and drop so violently through the floor. The bar has no option except following every ounce of commitment I brought through the door. Never waste the strongest heart, be waiting for perfect timing. I build the timing underneath the pressure. Let the shoulder stay loose, let the hips stay violent, then send the weight upward before hesitation earns another second of my attention. Yeah, close the gap while the opening still belongs to nobody. Snap the lead hand through the center. Fire the rear hand before the guard can recover. Roll beneath the answer and return with cleaner balance than the exchange started with. Steel keeps testing every promise I made before sunrise. Leather keeps exposing every lazy punch. The timer keeps stripping away every excuse until the only thing left breathing inside the room is discipline. Wearing exhausted legs, 40 minutes disappear without permission. Chalk melts in the sweat, forearms tighten around the knurling. Lungs search for easier air, but every completed movement feeds the next one until momentum feels stronger than fatigue itself. Rubber grips beneath the outsole while another loaded bar crashes into the rack behind me. Ropes strike the floor from the next lane over. Somebody empties the last ounce of strength into one final lift, and the whole room keeps moving like stopping was never invented. No shortcuts, survive another session. No wasted motion hides inside clean technique. No easy repetition changes anybody, so I choose the harder answer before the question finishes asking itself. Walk deeper into the work instead of looking for the exit, cause every run that tried to break me ended up building something heavier than the weight sitting across my shoulders. Yeah. Reload the sleeve before my pulse remembers how to slow itself down. Wedge both feet into the platform, brace through the ribs and drive until the collars start rattling, because the weight respects commitment long before it respects strength. Nothing inside this room arrives by accident. Cleaner footwork grows out of ugly rounds. Stronger hands grow out of tired morning. Steadier breathing grows out of refusing to stop when every instinct starts negotiating for an easier finish. Yeah. Slip beneath the return, step outside the shoulder, touch the body, split the middle, turn the corner before the next exchange unfolds. Letting precision carry the speed instead of chasing speed without control. Sweat cuts across my vision while the target keeps shifting. Chalk disappears into the skin. Forearms tighten around cold steel. Calves threaten to lock halfway through another drive. Yet the rhythm refuses to fracture because repetition has already written every movement deeper than doubt can reach. Each loaded carry steals another breath. Each hard sprint strips another layer away. Each clean lift leaves the platform quieter than before. Not because the work became easier, but because I learned to answer effort without wasting motion. The room keeps throwing different questions in the same language. Heavier plates, faster combination, shorter recovery, longer rounds, and I keep answering every one of them with cleaner execution instead of louder emotion. No countdown, no finish line. The next rep begins before the last one fades. The next round starts before the lungs agree. Keep moving, keep burning. Leave the final repetition knowing nothing stayed untouched. Shoulders empty, grip torn, open heartbeat crashing against the ribs while the bar settles back into the hooks, carrying less weight than the version of me standing underneath it. Walk past the heavy bag without looking away. Touch the gloves one last time, breathe once, tighten the wraps again, and smile at tomorrow's workload, because comfort has stopped recognizing my name. Strength never arrived in one perfect session. It collected itself through thousands of ordinary decisions made while nobody watched. Built one repetition, one exchange, and one difficult choice at a time until quitting became the only thing that no longer fit. Lights off. Work remains. Tomorrow, zero rest. Yeah. Load another plate before the sweat dries off the last one. Slam both feet through the floor and let the stakes bend under pressure, because the bar never respected hesitation, and neither did I. Push straight through the sticking point while the chest keeps searching for cleaner air. Brace every rib, lock every inch of the frame, and finish the lift before doubt even remembers where it left his voice. Slip outside the lead hand, split the center with the cross. Roll beneath the answer, step back in the range and let the next combination arrive before the chain stops swinging across the bag. Steel keeps crashing behind me, ropes keep striking the floor beside me. Gloves keep cracking through leather in the next lane. Every sound inside the room demanding another clean effort instead of another loud promise. Drop disappears into the lines across my hands. Sweat rolls into my eyes without changing the target. Breathing gets rough enough to shake the chest, but the rhythm keeps moving because repetition has already become instinct. Every station tries to slow the body in a different way. Loaded carries punish the grip, sprints empty the lungs. Heavy rounds test the balance, yet every finish moving quietly builds the next one before fatigue is time to interrupt. Nobody inside these walls cares how strong I looked walking in. They only remember whether I finished the work after the easy reps disappeared and the real session finally started. Walk deeper into the workload instead of searching for the exit, because every step beyond comfort has always paid more than every shortcut waiting outside the gym. Brick by arms another layer. I can never give back. Hands stay steady, feet stay alive. Keep the pressure moving forward. Every drop of sweat reminds me why I walked inside. Brick, 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 brick by brick. Build it stronger, build it higher. Keep the standard where the easy way can never reach. Reload the sleeves before the heartbeat settles in the comfort wedge. Both feet beneath the weight and drive with enough intent to make every clean repetition look inevitable. Even when the body keeps arguing for another second of rest. Nothing inside these walls will rise without a cause. Cleaner timing grows out of missed exchanges. Stronger shoulders grow out of stubborn set. Steady your breathing grows out of refusing every shortcut that tries to sound reasonable. Halfway through the work, snap the lead hand across the opening. Send the rear hand through the middle for the hook underneath the ribs. Drift one step outside the return and walk straight back into range. Because controlling distance always beats chasing it. Knurling tears into my palms, sweat soaks the raps. Lungs fight for space, legs grow heavier with every circuit, but the rhythm never breaks. Because discipline learned how to carry the body long after motivations disappeared. Every completed lift sharpens the next exchange. Every hard round steadies the next decision. Every mistake is corrected before it has another chance to become a habit, leaving nothing behind except cleaner movement and stronger intent. No easy way, no borrowed strength, only earn repetitions, only forward. Yeah, leave the final set knowing the bar never moved. Because it felt generous, it moved. Because I kept applying force after the moment most people choose to stop. Walk past the rack with shaking forearms, tighten the wraps one more time. Step back toward the bag and finish the session the same way it started. Moving first, striking clean and refusing to leave anything unfinished. Tomorrow will load more weight, ask harder questions and shorten the rest between answers. But that's exactly why I'll be back before the room feels ready to build another layer nobody else will ever see. Brick, 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 brick by brick, round, round by round. Brick, 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 brick by brick. Built, not given. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Drag the bar out of the rack before the room finds a rhythm. Bury both heels into the floor and force the weight to travel clean. Because every silent lift starts with commitment long before it reaches the lockout. Keep the breathing honest while the shoulders absorb another workload. Tighten the frame, refuse the shortcut. Let the steel test every promise I made before walking through these doors and answer every question without wasting motion. Slide inside the ring before the opening disappears. Stab the lead hand through the center, turn the rear shoulder over with intent. Slip outside the answer and step back into position before the target has a chance to recover. The sleeves keep bending, the wraps keep tightening, sweat keeps running into my eyes. Yet the rhythm never falls apart because repetition built a language my body understands better than comfort ever could. Every loaded carry steals another breath. Every hard sprint strips another layer away. Every finished exchange sharpens the next decision until movement becomes instinct instead of something I need to think about. Steel echoes from one side of the room, leather answers from the other. Shoes grind across the canvas with every angle change, and the whole place keeps pushing the pace higher without saying a single word. Walk straight into the hardest part of the session instead of circling around it. Cause every time I stop avoiding the weight, the weight, the weight, the weight, the weight, the weight, stop looking impossible. Reload the sleeves while the pulse is still hammering through my chest. Step under the bar before comfort finds an open. Embrace every inch from the floor to the shoulders and finish the lift with the same conviction that started the first rep. Nothing gets easier because the clock keeps moving. The next round always asks for cleaner balance, sharper timing and stronger intent. So I answer with quieter footwork, tighter combinations, and another completed set instead of another explanation. Drive the jab into the guards with the middle with the cross. Leave the hook underneath the elbow, circle off the angle, then step straight back into range before hesitation remembers how close it came to slowing me down. Sweat floods the wraps, chalk disappears into the skin. Lungs burn through every exchange, calves tighten during every sprint. But discipline keeps carrying the pace long after motivation is already stacked out of the room. Every mistake gets corrected before it earns the right to repeat itself. Every clean repetition lays another brick underneath tomorrow's work. Every hard round teaches the body to stay composed while everything inside it demands relief. No backstep, no retreat on the pace, on the heat. Look pressure, look the pace, stand your ground. Do it again, leave stronger, come back stronger. Never one step back. Yeah. Yeah. Hit it another step before the pulse finds comfort. Bury both heels through the platform and force the collars to shake. Because the ball only respects the hands that refuse to loosen when everything underneath them starts giving way. Carried away like it already belongs to me. Lock the breeze before the drive begins. Let the hips launch first, let the shoulders finish clean. And strip the sleeves and load them heavier before the echo from the last lift disappears. Slip inside the reach without donating distance. Draw the guard high with the lead hand. Split the middle with the rear. Fold the hook into the body. Pivot off the line and arrive back in range before the return remembers where I used to be. Sweat keeps running into my eyes while the target keeps moving. Breathing grows rough enough to shake my chest. The grip burns deeper into the palms. Yet every clean repetition lands exactly where it belongs. Because discipline learned a pattern on before fatigue entered the room. One mistake becomes another lesson. One lesson becomes another habit. One habit becomes another weapon. Until every finished round quietly builds a version of me that never existed when today's session began. Steel crashes into steel across the room. Rope slap concrete and broken rhythm. Led the answers every strike with another violent swing. Nobody wastes a movement because this place rewards execution instead of intention. The weight never asks whether I'm ready. It only asks whether I keep driving after the easiest answer disappears. So I lean harder into the hardest moment and leave another excuse crushed beneath the rack before it learns how to stand. Walk toward the final round with steadier feet than the first one. Because surviving the workout was never the goal. Becoming someone the workout couldn't break has always been the only reason I came. Draw one breath, tighten the wraps. Wipe the sweat away without slowing the pace. Because recovery only lasts long enough to prove whether discipline can keep moving. After comfort quietly leaves the room, the rack still waits, the back still swings, the work still calls, so I answer. Reload the sleeves before my heartbeat settles. Wedge both feet beneath the bar and drive through the floor with enough intent to make every shaking plate admit that commitment weighs more than iron ever will. Nothing earned inside these walls survives on motivation alone. Stronger timing grows out of missed exchanges. Cleaner balance grows out of stubborn rounds. Heavier lifts grow out of refusing to stop. When a body starts negotiating for easier endings. Slide outside the lead hand, fire across through the center. Let the hook fold underneath the ribs. Step back across the angle, reclaim the space and stitch another combination together before the chains finish. Echoing through the room. Forearms tremble around the knurling lungs. Claw for air. Calves tighten through every push. Shoulders burn beneath another loaded carry. But every completed movement keeps feeding the next one until exhaustion runs out of arguments before I do. Nobody remembers the warm-up. Nobody remembers the easy sets. Nobody remembers the rounds that never demanded anything. They remember the moment the pace turned brutal and somebody still refused to surrender. Another inch of ground. Every scar across my hands lines another receipt. Every drop of sweat stamps another payment. Every finished session proves the cost was real. And every tomorrow starts owing me nothing because today's work has